So, hello everyone. This is Soumitra here, and today we are going to discuss about the Docker basic commands. Let's begin with the Docker basic commands. So, before I begin the Docker basic commands, we will discuss a bit about Docker. Then we will move forward to Docker basic commands. So, the first slide here says why Docker. So basically you can see the two differentiating architecture, one on left hand side and the another on the right hand side. The left hand side architecture is based upon Docker and on right hand side architecture is based upon VMs. The left hand side architecture, if you let's before beginning, let's see what is infrastructure. So infrastructure is basically your memory, RAM, etc. Host OS is your operating system, while on the counter on the right hand side it is hypervisor. So hypervisor is sits on the top of infrastructure and which is basically used out to create multiple VMs out of an infrastructure. And there is one more layer on left hand side, Docker on, and on top of that there are two app A, app B, and on the right hand side the differentiation is there are app A and app B, but there are VM1 and VM2. So now what is the differentiating factor here is this: if you see, understand that VM is a full-fledged operating system. So VM1 and VM2, they are two different operating system. While on the left hand side, if you see, then there is only a single operating system, which is host OS, and Docker sits on top of that. So by looking at this image, we can easily figure out that there is only a single operating system involved, not two. So basically, if hypervisor wants to install multiple operating systems, we multiple operating systems cannot be used in the Docker way. Only on the right hand side, multiple operating systems are used because each VM needs to have its own operating system. But what VM exactly gives you? It gives you isolation. One VM is isolated from another VM, while on the left hand side there are two different app A and app B, which are basically containers. We will talk about containers. So right now we can understand containers as VMs which are acting in isolation. So basically with the Docker, the only advantage which sits here is this, that it can provide you the VM functionality without adding your OS overhead. So it sits basically on a single OS. On the top of OS, your Docker sits, and on top of Docker, Docker gives you the container facilities. And once you have containers, they can act as a individual VMs, and they don't interact with each other unless specified, which we will see later on. So now app A and app B sits in two different VMs on the right hand side, while on the left hand side app A and app B same functionality is achieved through the Docker container. So this is the fundamental and most basic use of Docker, that basically it starts saving a lot of space as well as a lot of memory. How it stops memory wastages. When you see on your right hand side, each VM has an individual OS, so each OS needs individual memory to run. Now while on the left hand side, if you see, there exists only a single host system which will consume only the memory of a single operating system. So this way we can extrapolate the same image and we can add n number of VMs on hypervisors. In the similar fashion, we can add n number of app A, app B up to app N on left hand side using the Docker. Moving to the next slide. So this slide has started into looking into Docker commands. So the first command, which anyone like Java version, this is Docker version. So if you see, there are basically shown two versions, client and server version. So Docker works on two modules. That is, it can be segregated in two modules. One is client and one is server. So within the client version, let's start looking. So client version is some version. It has API version. It has Go version. It has Git command. It has built. It has OS architecture. So as far as we can, there are takeaway from this is there are only 2-3 things which are important. That is your API version and your Go version. So your API version basically defines that what exactly is the API which the client is using to consume a server architecture of the Docker. And Go version, since Docker is built on upon the Go programming language, which is also known as Golang, Docker here simply gives you on what Go version it is built upon, as well as it exposes this Go version because you can use some primary language availability of the Go in the Docker. We will see that later on. Similar way, you have server version. So server are also your API version and Go version. Since this is a single installation on a single machine where both API version are same as well as the Go versions are same. But once you start Docker client on a different machine and on Docker server on a different machine, you need to make sure that both the API versions are same. So till now we have figured out that Docker runs in two ways, that is a client and server version. So server version acts as a normal server which we sometimes also call as Docker daemon. So Docker daemon, it works, it starts keeps on running on a server, Docker server, while Docker client, which is right now is our command line tools, which fetches, which calls the Docker server and gets the info from the Docker server. Docker has started giving you the REST API also for the client version, through which from anywhere you can access the Docker info. Now our second command is Docker info. So what does this command gives is it gives you the runtime info of the Docker. What is the runtime info of a Docker? Runtime info of a Docker consists what exactly is happening on your running Docker machine within this system. So if you see, so what is the best way to compare two Docker machines? That is Docker info. So if you see here, then we have 38 containers, out of whom 37 are running and one is stopped, and there are 72 images available on this Docker machine. So this can be used out as a overlook within the Docker system, and it can tell you what exactly the Docker machine is doing within your system. And this command is very handy to figure out the overall Docker information. Moving ahead, the same command gives you some more info in this case, since our Docker environment is being used as a swarm. What is a Docker swarm? So Docker swarm is basically a slave master kind of architecture where multiple machines are involved within the Docker, and Docker, the master machine, deploys the multiple containers on the slave machines. So basically it serves as a single architecture, which is master slave architecture. Moving ahead, if you moving back a bit again, that you see Docker info, right now we are able to gain couple of information. Here the Docker info is run on the two machines, which is a comparative analysis. So if you see that the first machine is swarm active, so if there is swarm detected on your machine, that is it is a swarm architecture, then Docker info will tell you swarm active, swarm is your active. And if you the left hand machine, if you see, it is a master machine, while the right hand machine is the slave machine. On the master machine, each master machine will have is manager flag true, while the slave machine will have is manager flag false. Master machine will give you other information about the nodes, that how many managers are there and how many total nodes are there.